Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we've got another what's in the box, so let's get started. This is Trumpeter's Su-15UM, so it's the double seater. And I got this kit second hand from Hannon's London for a very good price compared to what you can get normally. And as you can see here, it says includes masking set, which is also a very nice add-on. Here we've got a bit of info about the aircraft, saying how it was first the prototype, combat trainer and so on. On the sides we've got what it says on here basically, and then on this side we've got the marking scheme. This comes with a Ukrainian option, as you can see here, and a Russian option here with the star. So, after opening, that's the masking set obviously that I got, but after opening, there's the instruction. I find this instruction quite a bit, bland at the front, because it literally just says white, black, red, green and so on. It doesn't actually tell you there's no proper colour call out. Then you've got your info about decal application and so on. You've got a nice sprue mat here, 190 parts from what I remember in the kit, very nice. And then you build the cockpit as usual, and the intakes, which will, to make them smooth, a bit of putty and so on. You build two cockpits and then glue them each separately instead of one big one. Then here you do the intakes and exhaust. It's a double exhaust, kind of like an F5, it kind of reminded me of. So yeah. And then you build the wing, or should I say stabilizers, and gear. More stuff on the bottom, and then all your drop tanks, rockets, missiles, and then the really long nose also, which is one thing that really attracted me to the aircraft, because I just really like how the long nose looks on it. So, putting those aside, now let's get into the sprues. The first sprue, it's this really long one, which has, the whole fuselage basically. And let's pull this little boy out. And this part alone is 31 centimeters, which is quite long. So if you are planning on getting this aircraft or anything similar to it, remember, shelf space. If you look here, you can see, if it catches focus, a bit of detail, which is always nice, although feeling it, those panel lines are extremely soft and probably will need a bit more scribing if you actually want to make it look good, but I'll see how it goes down the road. I'm guessing this is for the air brake down here, and yeah, that's the first sprue. The second one is all your engine stuff, or also gear here, but then you've got all the propeller blades here, inside the engine, and all the other stuff here. Very nice also, although you can go more crazy, I'd say, and do more detailing, which I'll see how I'm feeling, but I am definitely planning on a more detailed build in the near future. And now the best part of the kit, according to me, the nose here, which measures at 8.5 centimeters, so that's another 8.5 that you have to add on to the kit, which is, a lot. The wings have quite a good amount of detail, although again, if I run my finger across it, just feels literally flat, so you will probably have to do a bit more scribing if you want wash and so on to flow nicely. Again, gear here, all, well, decently sized. I'd say this is more of a kit when you pick it for the subject more than the actual build, because looking at it, not many companies do an Su-15, especially a UM. So that's the reason I picked this kit up, not for the build. I didn't even really know what's inside the box. I just saw it and I'm like, oh yeah, cool aircraft, I'll get it. Here we've got the intakes and more of the stabilizers and so on. Again, these are two-part that you put together, so to make it smooth inside it will require a bit of work, but you know. Here is the cockpit, or majority of the cockpit assembly, and if I can catch focus when I zoom in, here the cockpit doesn't really have a lot of detail at all, so it'll have to either be scratch building or PE or anything, basically, because, well, it's a bit underwhelming to be honest. But then again, the kit is a 2004 tool, I'm pretty sure, so I guess we could expect this or maybe a bit more, but I'm not complaining to be honest. Then you've got the ejection seats also, or just seats, I'm not sure whether they're ejection already, but this was 1976, so yeah, should be. So yeah, very nice sprue. And then two identical sprues here with missiles and drop tanks. Again, if you don't use all of this, you could be able to use it for other Soviet aircraft of the time. I don't know, MiG-25, MiG-21, whatever really. Pretty nicely detailed, and again, I really like also when you're just given a few options, not just one set option of what you can put. And lastly, we've got the the clear parts. They look pretty decent, and also there's a nice edge around here, so if you don't have a masking set you should be able to make the mask yourself. And finally the decals, which I did not open for some reason, so let's just do that now. This is them, the Ukrainian and then the Soviet markings, and then you've got your control panel here. To be honest, they do look pretty thick. I don't know, can you see it, but there's kind of like a very visible edge on a lot of these decals here. But nonetheless, they probably will go down decently, although I have had trouble with Trumpeter decals in the past, with some of them just tearing, especially the numbers, but that might have just been an odd, you know, occasion. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's the Trumpeter Su-15, and well, it's a very nice kit, if I do say so myself, especially if you can get it at a decent price, then I would not be complaining. And it is definitely a subject that, you know, if anyone else sees on your shelf, they will go, oh yeah, what's that aircraft? Because, you know, personally I didn't really hear much of the Su-15 before, but well, now I'll probably get to doing some stuff and then maybe make it, you know. Thanks for watching, and I never beg for this or at least say anything, but just for the algorithm, if you could like the video or subscribe or comment, just anything honestly that the algorithm will like, then I'll be thankful. And if you've made it this far, then please comment. See you next video and enjoy modelling.